Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, HaKodash, Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, the Most High. His name is Yahweh. And of course, his only begotten Son, his name, Slakia, is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right. Of course, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutation to all of the sincere Akim that are holding fast the faith of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, doing the work of Yahweh Yahweh Shai on the highways and hedges, putting forth their diligence, doing the studio shows. All right. Of course, being brotherly with the Akim. All right. The brothers in the camps. All right. And of course, being in order as one body of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right, I'm the brother Mafa from Great Millstone Playing Tables Camp, located here in Great Babylon, which is America. All right, coming again with an update. All right, because I have done a video about this U.S. federal government shutdown that begun on it was on Friday. January, I believe that's what, January the 20th. And it's currently Monday, all right, January the 22nd, all right. So this is an update now on that situation. Okay, I'm gonna read the article. This is off of the rtnews.com, and then of course I'm going to bring out some precepts and bring out some edification for the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, in the confusion of faith. All right, which are you Israelites who are, by the house of your father, your line go back to the nation of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But you of course may look like the rest of the heathen from the nation that you of course been scattered amongst. All right. But the Spirit bear witness, with our spirit that we are the children of Israel. All right. Of course, going back to Romans 8 and 16, because if your spirit, if your spirit is, understanding these scriptures and it resonates with you, it's most likely you're an Israelite. All right. And them curses is fitting. All right. You being oppressed, as in the scriptures, you can be an Israelite. All right. And this is a thing by faith. But anyway, I'm going to get into this lesson. So it says, U.S. News, shutdown ending. Senate votes to unblock temporary funding fix. All right. Which you go into, of course, you had the House of Representatives and the House of the Senate. All right. Those two chambers of the of Congress. All right. The government that makes up Congress. And of course, they have, their two parties being the Democrats and Republicans. They, of course, have to come to agreements, all right, to, on certain matters, certain bills that they want to pass and for the government. All right. So I'm going to go into it. It says 3 days into government shutdown, the Senate voted to clear the path for funding U.S. institution through February 8th. All right. So they have voted, all right, to of course have funding through February 8th. So that's temporary funding fix. All right. This isn't ultimately a fix for everything. All right. Going on, it said Democrats had blocked funding, demanding amnesty for migrants brought into the U.S. as children illegally, which, you go into it. Most of the nation of Yashala, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they, of course, even though this the land masses of North America, South America, we have possessed it. All right, being most of the me get more specific, being most of those northern kingdom tribes. All right, being the Latin tribes, so-called Latin tribes, and Native American Indians, all right, so-called, all right, they have possessed these lands here in what they call the New World, all right. But a lot of them, because things have been switched, because our oppressors now taking the land from us and such. They are, writing grievous laws and such, which are wicked. And, a lot of our people, they find their way into this country, we're coming, undocumented, all right, without, the proper paperwork through Esau's system, all right, filing the paperwork, and then, they would, of course, stay here and just live life in a society, but, they put a stigma on us, being a nation of Yashala and the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans by calling us legal aliens and all of this and such, when we are the original inhabitants of this land, aboriginals, all right? But anyway, going on into it, it says, I'm going to read it again. Democrats have blocked funding demanding amnesty, all right, which that's, you're going to give them, permission to stay here, all right, when you go into what amnesty is, which I could get the actual definition, all right? Let me get it real quick, and then we go right back into it. All right, amnesty, all right, a general pardon, all right, for offenses, all right, because, you go into it, it's a offense, of course, to stay, or enter, or really, stay in this country, beyond, the amount allotted time that you, were granted permission to, which a lot of, a lot of the tribes, Latin tribes, especially Yashashkar, so-called Mexicans, they, they border hop, all right, and find a way, with the different, smugglers, the human smugglers, they get you in this country, all right, but, that's, illegal to do in Esau, which is the so-called white man, Edom, all right, and his, system, he wants you, of course, to pay all matters of money and such, just to get citizenship. You have to do different ways, of course, to be granted citizenship here, marrying a U.S. citizen and such, and even that's still, based on if they want to, of course, grant you that permission. All right. So it's all wicked anyway. It says a general pardon for offenses, especially political offenses against a government, often granted before any trial or conviction. All right. In law, it says the act of forgiveness for past offenses. All right, so you basically receiving, let me see, this thing, of course, had closed down. It'll start back up, Salakia. You're granted a pardon, all right, for, the crime in Esau's world of coming into this country undocumented, all right? Because, you have to have a passport or some form of identification, visa, whether it be a visa, in order, of course, to enter at the ports in this country. All right, so let's go into it. It says the final vote was 81 senators in favor of ending debate on the continual resolution and 18 opposed. The resolution now heads to the House of Representatives and then back to the Senate for a final approval before the government can formally reopen. All right. So it still has to go through its proper checks and balances. All right. When you go down into it. All right. So this is something temporary. All right. They got their own little system. All right. Which I'm like, in this lesson, I'm just going to go over, like how, I did mention in precepts, that a house that is divided against itself, how can it stand? All right. That's in the scriptures. And, these branches of government, they against it. They're not in one accord and one agreement. You got different parties and their own beliefs and stuff, and it's all wicked because it goes to oppress the Lord's chosen people, the apple of his eye, the nation of Yashala. All right, goes on now. It says, the main point of contention is the fate of some 700,000, 100,000 immigrants brought into the U.S. illegally as children, whom the Obama administration protected from deportation under an executive action known as the Deferred Action for Children Arrivals, DACA, the acronym. It says the Trump administration announced in September that it would phase DACA out by March 2018, which we're approaching. All right. So it says, but the decision is currently tied up in the courts. All right. It says, the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer Democrat in New York, says his party would vote to fund the government in exchange for consideration of a bipartisan bill resolving the status of the DACA recipients by February 8th. The issue of the Dreamers, which that's what they're titling these basically so-called in their world immigrants, all right, have that have entered the country and illegally being undocumented. And of course now, through Obama with this DACA had received a pardon, all right, to stay here, all right, undocumented, all right. It says the issues of the Dreamers demands resolution, Schumer said on the Senate floor, referring to a DACA recipient. All right, so most of the government shutdown is over, our people, the nation of Yashala. All right, the so-called white man Esau Edom does not like us. He hates us. All right, he hates Jacob. All right, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, it says President Donald Trump has blamed the Democrats for shutting down the government for the sake of illegal immigrants over interests of American citizens. All right, because here, this whole America stuff. You Edomites, you so-called white people. All right, your nationality is Edom. All right, one of Esau, your forefather. You actually came over here. All right, as you would say, you conquistadores. All right, and you came over here, you so-called Europeans. All right, coming over here and got down with Gad. All right, so-called Native American Indians. All right, which that's Gad. All right, this is one of the tribes of the nation of Israel. All right, and Reuben. All right, Seminole Indians and such. You made pacts and such. All right, and then you turn your back on them. All right, and you slaughtered us and you took the land and all of that. All right, it says Democrats have argued the Republicans have the majorities of the House and the Senate, skirting the fact that a 60-vote majority was required in the Senate to pass the continuing resolution, leaving them positioned to filibuster as Republicans only have 51 seats. All right, so it's just all contention and shit, and it's absolutely ridiculous, that we, our people are stuck in the current state they are in, being bounced around like this, and the future uncertain. But this is part of the curses, of our people. So I'm gonna go down to some scriptures, and we'll go from there. All right, this is Proverbs 17, and I'll start at verse 1. Proverbs 17:1. It says, "Better is a dry morsel." All right, meaning morsel, meat, all right, a dry morsel, all right, dry, in quietness therewith, than a house full of sacrifices with strife. All right, because you have a dry morsel, that's basically a place that's desolate. All right, it's better a place be left empty than to have a bunch of problems within the house, a house full of sacrifices. All right, which you're sacrificing. All right, the children of Israel, with all these different decisions you're making, playing around with us, goes on. It says, "A wise servant shall have rule over a son that causes shame, and shall have part of the inheritance among the brethren." Which, he getting the curses, it's curses. What curses shall be y'all ye be when you go in, and curses you shall be when you go out. That's part of the different curses that the nation of Yashala, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are under. All right, and it's like, we left with no inheritance, really, except for, of course, we got the promise of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the water Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for giving us the promise. All right, going on, it says, "The fining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold, but the Lord trieth the hearts." It says, a wicked doer giveth heed to false lips, and a liar giveth ear to a naughty tongue. All right. You know, in which you have nothing but liars, you know, within your House of Representatives, House of the Senate, with Donald Trump. You Edomites, you take heed to a bunch of false, lies and hypocrisy within the government. All right. And I'm going to go into it. It says, verse 5, you call us illegal aliens and stuff. And that's wicked. That's a byword. That's wicked. It's a taunt. It says, go into it. It says, whoso mocketh the poor reproaches his maker, which you going down into it. You come from us anyway, Esau. All right. It says, and he that is glad at calamities shall not be unpunished. All right. And so you're, of course, going to be punished for all of the different transgressions you have done. All right. To the nation of Israel. All right. As it's written in the scriptures, has a righteous thing to recompense those who trouble you, and you will be receiving payback for all of the things you did to the nation of Israel. All right. So now let's go to book of Ecclesiasticus, in the book of in the Apocrypha. All right, 11, and we're gonna go to verse 29, I believe. It says, Ecclesiasticus 11, our book of Sirach, 11 and 29. It reads, bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. All right. Of course, so, you ain't going to bring wicked men, of course, in your house. All right. Especially you Israelites, don't be bringing any and everybody up in your house. All right. I'm going to go into that word trains. All right. I'm going into that, and of course, brothers, of course, Akim first coming into the fold, get into these words and looking up words, so you can get a better understanding. All right. Trains. It says, a drawn out delay. All right. A trailing part, or skirt, or gown, or cloak. All right. So I'm going to go back into it and then break it down all the way. All right. So a skirt or gown. All right. I'm going to just break it down. All right. I'll go back and forth. All right. So it says, bring not every man in the house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. So, you're going to be leading, like a skirt and all that. You're going to like a skirt or a gown, how it trails on the ground. You're going to be leading all matters of dirt and filthiness into the house. All right. Which, wicked men, have, all right. They have a bunch of folly. They don't hold themselves by the law, statutes, and commandments. They're not in order. So you, of course, have to watch out. And especially in this House of Representatives and Senate, there's nothing but basically Edomites and wicked sellout jakes and such, of our nation that made, of course, covenants, agreements with the heathen. All right. It says, like a partridge, which is going to it being a bird, particular, like an oversized bird, right? It says, like a partridge taken and kept in a cage, all right, which is a wild bird, right? So is the heart of the proud, all right? And like as a spy watcheth he for thy fall, all right? It goes on, it says, for he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil, all right? Which you oppress continually the nation of Yasharallah, saying we nothing but we come here and we taking advantage of all these different benefits and shit, which slogging for the rude speech, getting a bit hot, but yes, our people do have dealt, of course, with getting clever, with wickedness. They, of course, living off the system and all crazy and stuff. But you actually set up the system for them to be living off of it, off the government and a lot of these, these people in the ghettos and such. All right. They don't want to come up out of it because you enable, you want them, you basically set them up with all matters of wickedness to keep them down in there. Because, when a Jake try to come, of course, up into another neighborhood and do good for himself, you try to claim like, you make it where, we can't, you don't want to put us in your neighborhoods. All right, there goes the neighborhood and shit like that. All right, and where you trying to do it with this whole country thing, with this America, you trying to say like, hey, like, these illegal immigrants, they shouldn't be here. Which we the one who boosting up this economy and stuff. You got Jake, just getting a little bit of funds, a little bit of wages. All right, but he working his ass off. A lot of these especially these Latin tribes, all right, which I'm from, Aparayam or Ephraim, all right. A lot of us in the Northern Kingdom, be working their ass off. Your Shashkar definitely, all right. Doing all of the work and such, and then y'all want to, with y'all unions and stuff, you come and see your Shashkar doing all the work. So, because a lot of your wicked ass companies and such hire your Shashkar to do the work for cheap, all right, undocumented workers, right? As you say, when that this land was already ours, all right, and then he doing all the work. Then you got your unions, coming up saying, oh, you hire undocumented workers and not us, because y'all know the unions and such is in league and set up with you with the government and all, and y'all just want to get fed, all right, but the tribes, they the one really doing the work behind scenes, just look in the kitchen. It's crazy. Your Shashkar cooking up everything. I end up learning and seeing that your Shashkar is behind a lot of shit here in America. All right. Jake is behind everything. Jake, the former of all things, the best things and all that. All right. But anyway, going on, it says, for he lies in wait and turneth good into evil, and things worthy praise will lay blame upon thee. All right. So that's what these fucking proud ass haughty Edomites, so-called white people do. All right, and I'm gonna continue on because this is just nice, and it's like not nice. This is not foolish. This is your pie is beautiful. The words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, it says, for he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil, which that's a precept. What is it? What is it? Woe to him that calleth evil good and good evil, roughly paraphrasing. Y'all just wicked, because the things that's good and righteous, like us getting recompense, you look at that as that's not right. Y'all want to rule forever and hold us in captivity and slavery. All right, it says, of a spark of fire a heap of coals is kindled, and a sinful man layeth wait for blood. All right, so y'all really wait. Y'all just waiting. You get these setups and stuff. Like, even though you allow these tribes to stay here, with this temporary, amnesty. What is really going to set it up? You want to chip these, us, our people. Bring the RFID microchip, or in other countries it's called near field communication. All right, the chip. For you could just bring out, oh, all right, you got to stay here in this country, part of the new government order, right? New world order is, all right, in order for you immigrants to have a green card, we putting it right here on this chip. Take the chip, all right, which is wicked, because you setting up our people for destruction. All right, and there's a lot of programs that the government has put down, to come down on us, Israelites. All right, it says, take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness. All right, which that's Esau. He's very mischievous. All right, it says, lest he bring up upon thee a perpetual blood. All right, a spot. All right, it says, receive a stranger into thine house, and he will disturb thee and turn thee out of thine own. All right, which you go into it, our people allowed these fucking so-called European settlers came over here, pilgrims, all right, came over here, and then they made agreements and broke all of them. All right, so with that, like the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. All right, you got to stay up on these Edomites. All right, stay up on these Edomites. All right. You know, especially with the times that's coming ahead. All right, Jacob's trouble. That's when you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans is going to catch all hell. All right, with that, I'm going to say, call halayim la Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. All praise to the Most High and the Son. All right. In the name of the Rakah HaKodash, the Holy Spirit. Okay. You know, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans gotta you know, wake up to this truth. All right. You know, if you have the elect, you know, you will receive this truth, and you'll hearken and return to your power, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, and stop following Cesare Borgia and all of these wicked false gods, which are idols. All right, you know, because it's only Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is salvation for the nation of Israel. All right, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and you confusion of faith. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom.